Yeah, what's going on, family? It's your man B Miles. B Miles coming to you live once again with another live stream. We're actually going to have more guests coming up on here tonight. It's actually going to be another great live stream. It's definitely an honor and a privilege to be coming towards y'all tonight with another great live stream featuring Noble Brandon Forte L. Then of course you're gonna have Noble Isaiah. You're gonna actually I'm gonna have Noble Nufford, even though also Noble William Jolly Bay. And of course, you know me, Noble B Mouse 84, you feel me? But I'm mainly gonna be in the background and I'm gonna let the family speak. And like I said, we definitely want to give a shout out to everybody that is actually on here on the platform tonight. For those of y'all that's actually going to be taking your time out on a Friday night, a beautiful kind of sunny day, but chilly Friday night, but not too bad. But it's definitely going to be live and lit because it's definitely going to be a lot of great information that's going to be coming about, things that we've been reading and researching and stuff like that. And I definitely will say the guest is going to be on here tonight. It's going to bring the fight. Hey, Jatoni, Donley Gibson, Kimberly Parkinson, Obadiah, Indigo Star, Lexi Shah, Devon Natasa, Mocha K, Lady Urzuli. All right, family, it's good to see y'all coming up in here. I'm actually waiting for, the rest of them to come up here. I just actually wanted to talk to y'all a little bit, not a whole lot, because I want y'all to more so enjoy the guests and guests and stuff like that. So, and I definitely will say, that there definitely will come to a time where if you do have any questions, they can definitely be answered. If not, we can definitely, take the time to research it and, look it up for you. You know what I mean? And that's, that applies to all of us, as a research team, those of us on this platform that are subscribers, that's why they say, iron sharpens iron. So we definitely got to make sure that we are on point with this information. And I definitely want to wait for the rest of the guests to come in. All right, good to see Indigo. I'm sorry about that. Good to see Indigo Star, Lacey Green, see Awake Israelites DMV, Jerry Hutchison, Gerald Garrett. All right, there we go. Haha, there go Noble Isaiah. There he is.
Peace and love, Morris.
Yeah,
Peace and love.
And B Forte, if you got something to say, you can go ahead, all right?
I mean, I have nothing to say. I'm just ready for Noble to drop that information so everybody can see how serious this is and where it's going. Um, you know, we've been talked about going back to our ancient sciences already. I hope a lot of people really pay attention while I've been saying that, on why nobody's there about to drop that information that he's about to drop, so y'all can now see what I mean about going back to your ancient sciences and so on, and how if you've been called through by the ancestors, and if you're seeing visions of the spirits, more than likely you're being called to pretty much do what you have to do to help get this planet back on its feet, or help this planet get back in full throttle. Because right now there's a lot of natural disasters going on that they're not talking about in the news media. There's a lot of things happening worldwide dealing with the currencies and so on. And the list goes on. A lot of people being locked up, okay, on human trafficking, all of that. So it's a whole lot that's going on that we be aware of. But there's also some things that they're not talking about that's taking place that you've seen in movie theaters or in the movies. And that's where nobody's here have a lot of information on that. So y'all better be ready. This you're gonna be looking at all them old movies like the Terminator, iRobot, and everything totally different now.
Yes, sir. Tell them.
So I'm not gonna say too much. I'm see if the other brothers are gonna come on board. Did you notify already? You notify him?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I actually put it up in the chat. That we actually have on text, and I texted twice in the group, and I texted to him, and even also I believe Noble William Jolly Bear as well. So pretty much,
Okay.
just wait to see if they're gonna come on. But at the same time, we have Noble Hazel L right here, so we just gonna go
Yeah.
ahead and just let him just burn it down and bring that information, and we gonna fall back. I know I am.
Okay.
Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
Go ahead, rock.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So let me see. All right. So peace and love, everybody. Trying to figure out exactly where to start. So much stuff going on. Hmm. Where do you guys want to start at?
Hey, you can start you can pretty much just go ahead and just start whatever. We ready.
Okay. So March 4th is coming up. That's coming around the corner, and we know that we all talked about how um, this whole thing is a false flag. Really, everything concerning the U.S. corporation is not uh, valid or binding. Um, and if you want to verify that, you can look that up in the United States Codes of Law, Title 28, where the U.S., many people think that's a country, and it's not. It's a corporation. Um, and so, therefore, corporations have presidents, governments have ministers. Um, so what we've been watching is a de facto foreign European colonization inquisition company, you know, owners usurp authority on Aboriginal, indigenous um, people of all over the world. So Donald Trump, okay, he left office, and then you see uh, all of these things take place with um, the voter ballots. Okay, and we talked about that in other lives with the voter ballots. And just today, a couple of hours ago, just recently, a Arizona magistrate, we don't call them judges, but an Arizona judge, which you would call judge, actually just signed off for the ballots to be released to the Senate just recently. Okay, so what that means is, and this took place in Arizona, okay, Maricopa County, and two things can happen. This can go straight to the Senate, and the Senate will review those ballots, and then if it stands in Arizona, then they're going to have a domino effect. But they can also appeal. Okay, 2.1 million ballots. Yep. So they could appeal it as well. But if they appeal it, then it's going to be revealing that, of course, the Democratic Party is overthrown. Um, Also, we see that on Wednesday, you heard talks of the U.S. dollar falling, right? The Federal Reserve note fell, crashed. Okay, the Visa cards, Mastercards, banking, ATMs, all of these things fell. So, and on Wednesday, they also said that they tried to get these things back up online and keep everything in the flow. But we know that, when we look to where the cash actually flows and we trace the finance, you look towards where the finance is leading you. And we look to the stock market and you see a lot of people are buying up a lot of those stocks. They're not fluctuating up and down like, normally how they would. A lot of people are buying them up. Which is indicating that there will be a huge bubble, okay, and the bubble is going to pop, okay, eventually. So what this means for the economy is that there will be a lot of um, removal of the Federal Reserve note. Okay, so how do we prepare for that for the coming days? We have solutions offline. Can't say that what we're going to do online, but we do have solutions for what we're going to do, especially involving the gold and silver. But of course, with that financial collapse or crash taking place, the Trump administration, you see, is sitting behind closed doors, just waiting, okay, because he still is the president of the corporation. And it would be wise for him to wait, okay, until everything's smooth over. And that's why I don't think that he will be, making a strong appearance on. Yes, the Federal Reserve crashed a few days ago. I don't think he will be making a strong appearance on March 4th, because if you look at where the money is flowing, you see that if he gets back into office now, they're going to try to blame the financial collapse on him. So common sense would tell you, if you was in that position, you would, wait and let the people really feel all of the different chaos that's about to take place with the mortgage blooming companies and all of those different things, so that they can feel how bad it is, and then they will desire the republic back. So when we look at the riots that's been taking place in France and the Netherlands from their lockdowns, and they actually just confiscated their MTA, Visa card, Mastercards as well. We see the same thing happen to them. So they're having their revolts right now, their riots, and it's getting out of hand for them over there. Because they are more in a martial state than we are, but we actually are headed towards that. And exactly with the Texas, a lot of stuff you see happening in Texas, you see that the weather wars taking place there is layered. Okay, number one, you have a lot of the Texas Rangers, what they call, quote unquote, those nationals and people who have guns that are willing and ready to fight back. Okay, so you see a lot of them getting flooded, and the different companies that are there are actually ran by the big pharma. Okay, and we're going to talk about a little, what they're doing later. But you also have the Trump administration. Okay, they are now waiting, and Trump said that he will be giving an announcement on the Sunday, okay, on CPAC. Now, Trump stated that he will be giving this speech, okay, and he's going to drop some information, and hopefully we can all watch that. I plan on watching that because he's going to drop some heavy information. But I want to ask, did anybody notice that Joe Biden didn't give a State of the Union or State of the State address? He didn't give the
Yes.
right. So if you've really followed how things go, any other president of the corporation. They have given State of the State or State of the Union addresses in January or February. Okay, now February is almost over. Matter of fact, there's 2 more days left, and so the campaign managers for Joe Biden said that he was going to release an unofficial State of the Union address. Now, if you really look at this statement, that's saying he's giving an unofficial statement, meaning that he, number one, that means he's not officially the president, or number two, anybody can give an unofficial statement on the state of the state, right? I can tell how the U.S. is, in my opinion, or Noble Nuth, or anybody on the panel can do that, right? So this is really exposing a lot of stuff, because what people think that Biden is running the show, he's actually the face for a deeper cabal that's been actually waging war on the people. Okay, and so when we look at you know, the Democrats, if you've been paying close attention, they've been demanding the nuclear codes from Sleepy Joe Biden. Okay, they've been saying that they don't trust him. Okay, Nancy Pelosi is actually leading the charge, and they're saying they want all the nuclear codes from him. And you really got to question that, because this is a person that the media has portrayed as a upstanding person to vote for him, and most of our people fell for it, or a lot of our people fell for it. And if his own party, his own team don't even trust him, we definitely got to question him. You know, this is a person who said that he, back in the day, was a part of the insurrections, okay, on Capitol Hill. And in Capitol Hill, that was a whole setup. You know, a lot of those people were just walking by, and the police let them right in, okay, and was taking pictures with them. And then they, you know, got brought in to be questioned by the FBI. And they're now being, you know, looked at as criminals, when you actually see how Joe Biden was actually a part of the insurrection or inquisition. Okay, and that's what we got to really get back into the mind frame. It's always been us melanated people, Moors, against, you know, these Albion, European, Dutch, Germanic tribes. And this is the Spanish Inquisition taking place all over again. Well, I shouldn't say all over again, because it's continued. We just forgot. So, and when you look at the Spanish Inquisition, they substituted the word Inquisition for insurrection, okay, or Internal Revenue Service, Inquisition Revenue Service. So this is what's taking place now. A lot of people say he's a clone. He could be a body double. I don't know. He has the, you know, mask on, so I'm not gonna make any speculation. But they definitely wanted to get the nuclear codes from him. And in the midst of all this, he ordered the airstrike on the Syrian people. Okay, and the Syrian, you know, basis. This is a huge starter for a war. Okay, so we gotta be prepared for what's coming with this war. And then we see on, like I said, March 4th. This is a big day that's going to take place. This is going back to the original republic, but this is when the inaugurations was originally done from the lawful republic. And Trump said that he's not starting a new party. That was to cause deception. So because the Democrats have been following him heavy, so he said he's going to stick with the grand old party, the GOP, and he's going to try to bring in the republic form of government. Now, he's up against a lot right now, but a lot of people is backing him. Even Democrats are coming out now and saying that the GOP is Trump. He's the new era for this. Now, you've been hearing us saying Trump a lot, and the reason why we've been saying him is because we look at the content of what he's been doing. We know that he's still a part of this big game, but he's been, you know, literally draining the swamp. So Um, so what's to come? We definitely got to look for the currency that's going to collapse officially, because all of the other nations have officially been dumping the treasury bonds that's backed by the stock market. Okay, so they've been dumping them, and the market is going up. Okay, so whenever the market goes up and everybody's buying, then it's going to definitely burst. So when we look at other things that's going on, we look at the Equality Act that they've been talking about. I don't know if you guys heard about that, the Equality Act for, and it really shouldn't be called that, but it's called the it's basically for transgenders.
Yeah, then and have you heard about the Islam? Have you heard about the Health and Human Services director is supposed to trying to lobby to get children
Mm-hmm.
um so they would not have go through puberty.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to medicate them so they won't go through puberty.
Right.
So they also haven't given them the green light so they can have sex changes at an early age before the age of
Mm-hmm.
18.
Yep.
You know, that's the transhumanism agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Keep an eye out on that. And then the HHS or the Human Health and Services Secretary, whoever they are, they transgender. That's really a man up there.
Yep.
You know, so we have to know what we up against. And I wanna and I'm gonna let you go, brother, but I got something brief I want to speak to the people about when
Mm-hmm.
you get done. Islam.
Islam. No, that's a good point. They've been targeting our, children, and they will be targeting even more, especially when they try to get them, alone, away from the parents, and ask them, do you know that you have a right to, uh, become a transgender, and things like that, and talk about transgender education and all these different type of things. But it's really to target our children, because right now we're at a crucial time where their DNA can be activated. They call what we have, those extra strands and things like that, junk DNA. That's because they don't want us to use it and activate it, because we truly are. A lot of us are descendants from the ancient ones, the extraterrestrials, uh, and they know that. The Dark Cabal know that. So that's what That's what's going on with that. And then it's also another layered agenda for them to start dominating and getting rid of a lot of our people, um, with these mRNA injections. Okay, whenever they can't get us through the injections, then they will come and try to get us with the transgender, because the whole goal is to get us not to reproduce. um, and speaking of reproducing, one of the biggest companies, which is Pfizer, and I don't want to talk too much about them, about some stuff we know about them, because we ain't trying to get the channel shut down. But the Pfizer company is actually backing or behind all of these different vaccines, and they are strong arming all, pretty much the South American people, Argentina, Brazil, and the bigger, governments down there. Um, and they are actually trying to get them to turn over their military bases, okay, in exchange for vaccines that they say may come late. And they want to put a clause in the agreement where the people can't sue them if something happens from that. And I don't know if everybody is aware of, there's a difference between going to a regular court and going to a medical court. Okay. So basically, what the pharmaceutical companies have done is saying that we want exemptions from all liabilities. And these different pharmaceutical companies are trying to make it so that they're not liable and the people can't come back to sue them. And this is a huge problem, because if something happens to you and you start spazzing out, foaming at the mouth and things like that, how's your, kindred, your people gonna come back and be able to get remedy? So they have taken over. They basically is a medical mafia now, and they're strong arming people, getting them to shut down a lot of different establishments, and they're taking over the militaries. Pharmaceutical company owners are taking over militaries, okay, and governments. So, yeah, so Pfizer, they're now in South America. So if they're in South America, they definitely, up here. Um, and let me just touch on. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to Elon Musk. Okay, what he's been talking about as far as the SpaceX project. Okay, going back to Mars. Just last week, they officially landed a helicopter back on Mars. Okay, and they lit up the New York State Empire building um, with red flashing lights. Okay, they just landed there, and that's what that was symbolic of. And you can look it up. They've already been to Mars. They had two Viking ships, or what they call helicopter drones, land on Mars before. This is their first experience on Mars. We already been to Mars, and if you don't, trust that, you can always look it up to verify it. A lot of our people that come from what they call Egypt today is actually Al-Kebilon, and ancient names for Al-Kebilon is Tamari. So if you look up true history with those real names, you'll see you could trace the flow, and we actually been to Mars before. In fact, when the archaeologists was discovering or digging up the tomb of King Tut, they found a dagger from Mars in his sarcophagus, and in the tomb. They found a lot of different metals and rocks and things like that from Mars and other planets. We've been to Mars before. This is where they're talking about going back to. And of course, we know that Mars is, an Atlantean colony. For those who know about Atlantis and are descendants of Atlanteans, those colonies on Mars came down to Earth. And so that's where they're trying to go back. If you don't trust this to be true, you can look up the space treaties that they have. Treaties, which is the supreme laws of the land. They have interstellar treaties with other planets. And, the Space Force led by Elon Musk for the Dark Cabal is to get them back there. Because a lot of times where they're killing our people off, they're trying to, find an escape route, because number one, Earth is now in the fifth dimension, is no longer in the fourth dimension. And the dark priesthood cabal that controls, they can't survive in the fifth dimension. They can't hold their forms or stay here long. So they have to leave or die. So they're trying to go back to Mars. And if you really do the research, they found a mother on Mars with locks that looked just like us. And she had a dagger as well. So we've been there. We've been everywhere. It's in our DNA. But this is what's taking place. The actually Mars colonies was actually over here too in America, and we can actually break that down. But I yield the floor right now if anybody got any questions or comments.
Islam. How y'all doing? This your brother Nufatum Shevik, giving the greetings of peace and love and Islam to all my brothers, sisters on the panel, my brothers on the panel, and my brothers and sisters inside the chat. What I really wanted to talk about tonight was that where our power lied at this point in time, and this time or this juncture that we living in right now, is 100% unity. What I've been noticing inside of the conscious community is so much division, but yet we so conscious, and yet we're gods and goddesses, but yet we can't even agree on what our status is. Now, there's a lot of ways that we can figure it out. We can figure it out through genealogy. That's one way, but that can only take you so far. We can figure it out through law. what's in the text. That'll take you so far. But the main way we can figure it out is origins. How the planet was billions of years ago. We ain't talking the 1700s. We're not talking 1600s. We're not talking about AD,
Mm-hmm.
BC. We're talking about billions of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We were one people. This was one landmass. Before the Pangean continental drift, and that's been verified by all scientists that there was a continental drift. So 6,600 years ago, you have this Albion person on this planet, right? So how could there be Asians? How could there be Chinese? How can there be Spaniards? How can it be Mexicans? How can it be all of these different type of nationalities? But we're calling ourselves Black, Negro, Colored, Indian, and otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
This is a desperate time, and I mean, if that's what y'all want to be, cool. If you want to be Black, be cool. I'm glad. Be that. If you want to be Indian, be Indian. Indian is a federalized class under the federal government, de facto federal government at that.
Mm-hmm.
We are Aboriginal, Indigenous Moors, Asiatics, ancient Asiatics.
Mm-hmm.
This whole planet was called Asia at one point in time.
Yep.
So once the Albion gained control of the planet being taught by us, they started changing the game. That was the Reconstruction period.
Mm-hmm.
When they started reconstructing history, whitewashing paintings, blowing the noses off statues and tomb raiding and putting themselves here in Darwin's theory of evolution and all this, and we brought into it.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we didn't know any better, but those that knew better, they was brought up.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're coming into a new age now, and there's so much information out here. Okay, yeah, cool. You can go far back as 1500s, 1800, maybe the 9th century. That's cool. Go back there.
Mm-hmm.
But don't stop there. Keep going, and what you will find is that we are all over the planet. Before the bleaching of history, we was all over the planet. We just didn't spring up in the Americas, and this is where we began. We began. Africa was the throne. Akubalan was the throne. That was where the kingdom was at. That's where the mystery schools was at, like Atlantis and Lemuria and things like that, Timbuktu. Those were universities and mystery schools. And we were the progenitors of that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see a Mason trying to tell you about your history, point him in our direction. And he's not going to want to come this way.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are their father. Luke, I am your father. We are Darth Vader. We are their father. We taught them everything. I mean, I can go deeper into it, but my main thing is that we got to get out of who's right, who's wrong. I'm this, I'm that. We are all one thing, and that's one people.
Mm-hmm.
And we can sit down at a table privately, have dark think tanks, and sit down privately as a people. To figure it out. Because at the end of the day, we're not going to get anything if we're not a nation.
Mm-hmm.
We are the real Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else that came over here on this landmass, or any other landmass for that matter, they're foreigners. They're immigrants. They're aliens. They're subject to our laws of the land, the laws of the universe. So it's about unity right now. I get so tired of our own people attacking us, Moorish Americans. because you can't handle the truth. Because you feel like maybe you're going to have to hold yourself to a higher standard. Ain't that something good? Shouldn't that be a good thing? To hold yourself to the God that you are and the mother you are and the noble you are. And be proud of your ancient heritage. And it's not going to happen overnight. We have a job ahead of us. Ain't nothing coming out the sky to save us.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no, don't worry, don't look for no government to come give you reparations to help you get right. They ain't gonna give you nothing because you're not a nation of people.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you call yourself Native American, how you native to the planet?
Mm-hmm.
How are you native to anything? You're not native to nothing. This is yours.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta claim it.
Mm-hmm.
We too busy claiming Cardi B. We too busy claiming things that's not us.
Mm-hmm.
We too busy claiming, man, I mean, I lost my thought right there, but I mean, it's just time for us to get away from it. We're going to do our job. We're going to do our work. Don't worry about that. We're going to do our work because this is the work we're here to do. But what we're not going to do is just keep sucker stroking y'all egos to make y'all feel better or make y'all feel good or make people feel good about themselves, getting into lip locking, wrist locking battles with y'all and debating and feeding y'all ego and y'all vamping us of our energy. That's done. We're not doing that. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to build a nation.
Mm-hmm.
And if y'all for that, we're here for you. If not, you over there, FEMA camp waiting for you. Vaccine for the stimulus check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, y'all think y'all gonna get that 2,000, 1,400, 2,000? Y'all they just gonna give it to y'all? No, y'all gotta get that vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
I already know it's coming. Y'all just be ready to pick a side and be on the right side of history. Cause I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna fall back. We're at the opportune time right now. The stars is aligned. The planet is ready for us. Everything is closing, shutting down, and the government can't even operate. They're getting ready to lose the dollar, the gold going up, silver going up, the dollar crashing, Bitcoin crashing. I got something else I'm going to put y'all up on too before we end. But Bitcoin, some cryptos is falling, and this is an opportune time for us to come together and just unite as a nation. We could iron out all those other differences at the table and have our certain representatives there to represent Black, Negro, color, African American, whatever your demographic is, Hebrew, Israelite, 5% nation of God and earth. We're going to figure it out. But right now, we have to unite.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I got to say at this point. Islam.
No, that's great, Moy. Go ahead. Uh-huh.
I can't say none of that after he said all of that. That was a whole mouthful, right? But I do want to say, Noof, you over there. I want to say that to you. All right. I'm more of the person that like to sit back and observe. Okay. I like to do that, and I like to bring people together. I like to bring our brothers and sisters together because right now we're facing some serious times. We've been in war with these people for a long time, and it's for our land, and also it's for the planet. To be honest with you, and we done fought these beings millions of years, and probably more. I'm just giving an estimation. We had gifts beyond measure. I mean, psychic powers. We were able to fly. It might sound crazy. We were able to fly. What do you mean, like levitating, all of that? Some of us even had wings. A lot of people don't know that. It might sound too far fetched. but it's true. Um, we've been going back and forth with these beings for millions, if not more. And now we're being called again, and now it's time to do what we got to do. Like I keep saying, many of y'all have been seeing things that other people cannot see with the naked eye. So my thing is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to stand there and just watch? Or you going to run? You going to put your big boy drawers on, big girl panties on, whatever? What you going to do? I mean, we've been talking about this. You had Nova Isaiah talking. You had Noble Wolf talking. You had B Mouse talking. You had everybody talking the same old thing over and over for almost goddamn a year, and probably counting if I'm not mistaken. And it's like we are here to try to unify everybody because this is taking heed and is getting even more. How can I put it? It's getting even more serious than everybody think it is. I mean, the information that Noble Isaiah done said earlier. Noble? Did you even speak on the nanobites or what that's going to turn them into? Did you speak on that yet?
Yeah, they talked about it on the CDC website, a zombie apocalypse. Okay, in the case of the breakouts, they're talking about the zombie apocalypse. People actually taking these mRNA injections and these experiments, and then they actually have to put them down. And if you really pay close attention, they've already been putting Boston Dynamic robots into the streets to work alongside the police forces. So if you look up Boston Dynamic robots, that's DARPA. Okay, DARPA. Look that up. DARPA. Look that up. DARPA. This is what they are. You've been watching in the movies is actually here, been here for a while. This is why the police force has been having hollow point bullets that pierce through metal, okay, and steel, because they are planning for a war, a big breakout. And New York has already started using these DARPA dogs. They're robots to run around and inspect and do things for them to collect data. They have what you call insects, bugs, flies. All of these are made in DARPA form. Dogs, humans, everything, robots. So just, look that up, and that's what they actually are planning for. And they're not calling these shots mandatory. They're saying that instead of getting a way to get around the mandatory part, because they know everybody going to start, really catching on if they say mandatory, we'll just give them a stimulus check every month. We will make sure that we close down social gatherings. We will give them the forgiveness of student loans and debts, okay? And we will make it mandatory that if you want to work, you have to get this test, and then they're going to up it up to you have to get the shots, and then eventually move down to where they're having the food delivered. You say, I don't want to go out anywhere. They're going to shut down the Walmart, Sam's Clubs, and everything else, and the only way you'll be able to get food is through them. And then you'll have the option to order and all that type of stuff, but then they're going to try to pass things where you have to get the shots and show proof so that you'll not infect the delivery drivers. So this is what they're trying to move towards. So yeah, we really got to be prepared. That's why we've been telling people to stock up on food and water, stock up. Now you see Texas is not a place to get that type of weather. And we've been telling people stock up. Texas is not that type of climate.
Hey, I lived through it. I actually lived through it. I didn't mean to cut you off, Noble.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
But I just want to make this testimony, man.
Mm-hmm.
When the snow first fell, I told my empress, I was like, it's snowing. She was like, yeah, you need to get 10 inches. I'm like, no, don't say that. They're like, you're going to get 10 inches, it's going to snow. And it just kept snowing. It was snowing harder, 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 harder. Now these clowns down here, they was out here playing in the snow, making big snowmen. I'm like, this don't look good. I'm like, this don't look good. Then next thing you know, man, I looked at the radar. So because I was keeping up, I stayed up all night just to see the trajectory of the snow, and it was no end. I'm like, oh man, we about to get a straight up live blizzard ice storm. You know, and next thing you know, I'm starting to get emergency alerts over my phone. I thought it was the EBS for the president at first, but I was like, it started talking about the weather service winter storm advisory. The next day, people talking about their power out. People talking about the stores was closed. Couldn't nobody drive on the streets. Couldn't nobody get home. Couldn't nobody go to work. I mean, it was crazy out here. And then also, they had, because the power went out in some of these stores, that they had cartfuls of food. Because the power went out, they couldn't keep it refrigerated. I'm talking about meat, vegetables, hot pockets, you know, anything that was perishable. They just carted them out on the street and just let them stay in the carts. One thing I can say, you know, we went through our struggle, but one thing we didn't lose was lights and water. You know what I'm saying? We didn't lose our lights, we didn't lose our water, so I'm thankful for that. You know, a lot of people, they didn't have heat, they didn't have water, you know what I'm saying? And then another thing, that these warming centers, because there's a lot of homeless people down here in San Antonio. And inside these warming centers, you had to get vaccinated and you had to get tested in order to get inside of these warming centers because of COVID. Now, how many of those people have died in behind that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that and that was a weaponized storm. It attacked over 43 states, I believe. I think it was 43 states got hit with that weather. Texas wasn't the only one that got affected. A lot of states got affected by that winter blast. That was weaponized. And I yield.
Oh yeah, it definitely was. You got some more? I thought you. I seen in the chat somebody said, "How long will it last?" Um, the thing is with the time frame, as we see now, a lot of the inside scoop or inside people for the White House, what's been going on there, they went completely silent, and you know, so whenever they go silent, you know that you're gonna be in this for a long haul, you know. So I would definitely plan 3 months at the minimum and go past that. So that's just be prepared to go for the long haul. They said 2021 is 2020 was an axis year, like a turning point in world history. 2021, you're gonna definitely see some type of huge event before this year is over. Whether it's full disclosure with other beings being here, whether it's full disclosure concerning what's been really going on with the takeover, and how the police or martial state is here. The assassination attempt that's going to happen. Trump, coming back into office, or the Biden and his son, they're actually on the Ukraine's treason list for committing treason against their people. So there's no way that he's going to be able to get off those charges. So you're going to have some big events that take place, especially since you just seen Syria get hit with that bomb. You have Israel supplying China with top secret technology that's not from this world. So that's actually causing a huge divide for the military state right now. So you're gonna see something that's gonna pop up. So I would say stock up for the long haul. Start now in small increments. And as far as your finances and things like that, I think everybody been saying get your silver, get your gold for the longest now.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Mhm.
sir. And right before we get off, I'm we got to plug the orientation meeting for tomorrow,
Mhm.
and also I'm gonna show some of the physical silver and these 1/100th of a gram gold bars, if that's what you want to call them. But they
Mhm.
1 by 100, they 1/100th of a gram. You can get them in small increments like that. That way it's more affordable that you can get it that way. And you can stack up on them. But what I wanted to read was cause of action. I got this from RV Publications.
Mhm.
Right here. This is the pamphlet. And
Mhm.
I'm gonna read this because right now in this time, you know what I'm saying? I think this is much needed for our people to hear at this point. It's called Cause of Action.
Mhm.
This brief presents a timely demand for more definite statements concerning the nature, the cause, and the intent of those who reference themselves and other natural persons as African Americans. They then switch up and teach Black history. Who are they talking about? This has been a particularly interesting practice of modern scholars and historians. We have examined and read many books, articles, historical doctrines, etc., and have come to the clear understanding and conclusion that the political interests and concepts of the people are compromised, confusing, and misleading regarding constitutional principles and of de jure government. First, there exists no nation of Black Americans, nor is there a Black America in any documented record the world over. Black Americans are what is referred to in law as a misnomer, or collectively misnomers. As you well know, grammatically, Black is an adjective and is not a proper noun. Socially and politically, Black implies civitar mortuus, which means dead in the eyes of law. Black Americans is not a nationality, nor is it a nation. Therefore, Black has no political interest nor powers in the free national constitution that has been prepared for all free national beings. Anyone that does not answer up to the constitutional government by name and principles are classed as undesirables and are subject to the colorable democracy bondage as veiled under the 14th Amendment in the 3/5 person clause. The 14th Amendment in the 3/5 person clause was politically created to make artificial persons, i.e., corporate slaves, out of natural persons. Black, Negro, colored, African Americans are not living peoples. These tags are politically and lawfully brands that
Mhm.
have been put upon the Aboriginal indigenous Moors of Morocco, now called America, a bastardized form of Al Morocco or Al Maroc.
Mhm.
These Black brand names have never been recognized by any true American citizen. Through one's free national name, one is known and recognized by the nations of the earth that are recognized by the said national government in which one lives. If the Italians, Greeks, English, Chinese, Japanese, Turks, and Arabians are forced to proclaim their free national names and religions before the constitutional government of the United States of America, it is no more than right that the law should be enforced upon other American citizens alike. In addition, reparations mean to repair a nation. This has a strong impact on why there has not been any reparations nor relief for the so-called Black nation of people. One must claim one nationality in one's nation to be recognized by the nations of the earth. I'm
Mhm.
going to read that again
Mhm.
because that's important. In addition, Reparations means to repair a nation. So black people ain't gonna get no reparations. Y'all can cry, y'all can sing, y'all can march all y'all want to. If y'all call yourself black, Negro, colored, African American, anything other than what you are, you're not getting reparations.
Mm-hmm.
This has a strong impact on why there has not been any reparations nor relief for so-called black nation of people.
Mm-hmm.
One must claim one's nationality, not somebody else's.
Mm-hmm.
One must claim one's nationality and one's nation to be recognized by the nations of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
In regards to becoming a Republican or not versus a Democrat or not, there's really no opposition. There's really no option, as you are a political republic at birth. America / Al Morocco is a national republic. Therefore, to be an American Al Moroccan is to be a Republican. Anyone who claims otherwise has denationalized and expirated themselves from one's own government in their own nation. The Constitution secures your rights under Article 4, Section 4, a Republican form of government. You are not secure. You are not secured nor protected under any other form of government. The Constitution is usurped day by day by the democracy, de facto government, although they like to take an oath to uphold it day by day.
Mm-hmm.
As for those who are branded Negroes, colored, blacks, etc., they have no guarantees. They have only granted privileges because they have waived their inalienable birthright by not claiming their own nationality names in connection to the Constitution, which brings them back into the constitutional fold of government wherein their rights are secured.
Mm-hmm.
Many have violated these principles unknowingly, hence two well-known statements. Ignorance of the law is no excuse, and my people perish by the day for the lack of knowledge.
Islam.
For lack of knowledge. Islam.
Islam. And see what he just read, the title cause of action. When you're trying to sue someone, you normally have to have a cause of action. So if I'm at a court and I'm trying to bring a suit against someone, I have to have a cause for why I'm bringing the actions of suit against them, right? So now, if you're saying that you're black, Negro, colored, African American, you have to have a cause of action as the plaintiff to prove how you are black in law, linguistically, how you're black scientifically, all of the different subject matters, right? So it's not just one subject matter. It has to. It goes across the board to all subject matters. Because when we get into personam jurisdiction, subject matter jurisdiction, or territorial jurisdiction, this is what we're observing. So when you say that you're black, Negro, colored, or any other thing, I'm a Christian, I'm whatever you claim to be or identify yourself to be, politically, you have to back that claim in law. So if I'm saying I'm a Christian in law and I'm going on the workplace to say that I'm a Christian, and they say, okay, well, let me see your nationality card as a Christian. And you say, I don't have one, they're going to mark you as black because that's what they're instructed to do. He's a Negro or African American or black. I'm going to mark him as that. Even though he say he's Christian, even though he say he's Muslim, even though he say he's Hebrew Israelite, even though he say he's whatever it is, I have to go by what they have you marked in as law. So if you don't have a nationality card, which is actually superseding a birth certificate, a social security card, a driver's license, all these things make you wards of the state. If you don't have a nationality card that identifies what nation you come from, this is what keeps you outside of law, and they continue to put these brands on you. And a lot of our people don't know the real history of how we've been going against this same family for centuries, generation after generation, and the same political order, the Spanish Inquisition. The Spanish Inquisition over in Al Andalusia in the 1400s goes down to now, right? That's a nationality card right there. So we've been going up against the Spanish Inquisition for centuries, and we've forgotten because generations they told us we were other brands. When Cortez and all these other Cristobal Colombo, what they call Christopher Columbus, when they came here, the first people they seen looked like us. They said they're Indians. They put that brand on because they thought they was in India because they looked the same, right? They looked just like each other. And then fast forward throughout history, they've called us Negro, Black, Colored, African American, Spook, Shine, Jigaboo, Alligator Bait, Gator Babies, all different type of things, and we argue what they tell us that we are, when really they're the babies on the planet, and we are there. We're the children of the ancient ones who started civilization. All right. So this is what he's talking about when he's talking about that cause of action. In law, if you bring in a suit against somebody, you're the plaintiff. The burden of proof lies on you. And in law is a term called ipso jure. Ipso jure means by the fact of law itself, you have to prove that you're not a Moor by bloodline. In law, this is how the world is looking at you. Prove to the rest of the world that you're not a Moor by bloodline, because there's so many records that proves that we are all one bloodline, and these are the people, the order we've been going up against for centuries. All right, these are the Crusaders. This is actually the Knights Templar, and the Knights Templar. You see that red cross, blue shield. Aren't they the ones who always want to give aid and relief? And
Yeah.
you don't even recognize that we've been going against these people for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
The same ones who start the problem is the same one that come to give the aid.
Right.
And that's the problem. Right? So
Mm-hmm.
That's what he means when he says that. And this is why a lot of the stuff is happening on Earth, because we're out of alignment with Mother Nature. Okay, with Mother Earth or Daughter Earth. Okay, because when you are in a certain vibratory rate with the Earth, it corresponds back with you. Okay. He said, are you saying we are the descendants of the Anunnaki? Yes, that's a fact. A lot of people looking for the Anunnaki to come out of the sky to save us, when we are the Anunnaki ourselves. We got it in our DNA.
Islam.
Islam.
I want to just say something. I'm not good at reading Roman numerals, but this is chapter XLV of the Circle 7. Divine origin of the Asiatic nations.
Nations.
Now it's plurified. This is what I be trying to get our people to understand. Even though you may call yourself Hebrew Israelite, you may call yourself Native American, you may call yourself Indian. It don't matter. We come from one people.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the divine origin,
right,
of the Asiatic nations. We are not only one nation, we comprise many nations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nations of North America. You heard what that just got through saying, right? The fallen sons and daughter of the Asiatic nation of North America need to learn to love instead of hate.
Mm-hmm.
And to know of their higher self and lower self. This is the uniting of the Holy Quran of Mecca for teaching and instructing all Moorish Americans, etc. So it's not just for us, it's for all the Asiatic nations.
Mm-hmm.
The key of civilization was and is in the hands of the Asiatic nations.
Mm-hmm.
The Moors, who were the ancient Moabites and the founders of the city of Mecca.
Mm-hmm. The
Egyptians, who were the Hamites and of a direct descendant of Mizraim. The Arabians the seed of Hagar, Japanese and Chinese. So this predates what the real Chinese and not the real, but this predates what you call Chinese and what you see as Japanese. Them not even real Chinese and Japanese people. They're not. Those are not the real Chinese and Japanese people. The Hindus of India, the descendants of the ancient Canaanites, Hittites, and Moabites from the land of Canaan.
Mm-hmm.
The Asiatic nations and countries in North, South, and Central America, the Moorish Americans and Mexicans in North America, Brazilians, Argentinians, and Chileans in South America, Colombians, Nicaraguans,
Mm-hmm.
and the natives of San Salvador in Central America, etc. All of these are Muslims, not Muslims. It's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
It's a difference between Muslim and Muslim, and maybe Brother Noble Isaiah can expound on that when I'm done. That's only one more verse. But the Turks are the true descendants of Hagar, who are the chief protectors of the Islamic creed of Mecca, beginning from Muhammad I, the founder of the uniting of Islam by the command of the universal God Allah. Islam.
Islam. Yep. And you talk about Muslim versus Muslim. Um, a lot of times when you look back in time, we don't say history, because history is his Tory, not his story. Is his Tory. It's not two S's in it. His Tory means his robbery, his murder, his theft, his plunder, his rape, his molestation, his takeover. Okay, so you can do the etymology, look up the word his Tory. Okay, Tory means rape, robbery, theft, murder, plunder, molestation. So when we look through time, we see that they constructed words where you see they refer to our people as Muslim, Mohammedans, um, Moors, all different types of titles. Okay, so Muslim today they automatically think of the Orthodox religion, Muslim. When actuality it comes from Muslim. Muslim deals with muscle, bones, and tissue. So everyone has muscle, bones, and tissue and fetus. Okay, so that's what simply put Muslim mean. And yes, this can be proven. In fact, this is what he just read is in an affidavit form. And if you know anything about law, maxims of law, um, affidavit unrebutted stands as facts, as truth. So if I put something on the record and you don't rebut it, it stands as law. Um, and actually, mayors, different people in governmental positions, okay, acting in those capacities, they have released proclamations and different resolutions stating the same thing that he just read. So they know who we truly are. In fact, a lot of people get caught up with Egypt, being the heart and mother of earth and things like that, and civilization. Well, actually, civilization, the mother of civilization, is over here in America, right? It's a big cosmic mirror that was taking place, right? So when you talk about Mississippi, okay, you talk about Egypt and the Nile River, you talk about Mississippi, old man Mississippi. You talk about the Nile coming from Mississippi, going down into to Ohio, okay, and Missouri, okay. Missouri was the blue Nile, and Ohio was the white Nile, and where both of them connected, that was what they call. It was a city there called Cairo, and in between, when you get to Illinois, they called it Thebes.
I got the map.
Right, he got the facts to prove it, and then you go down beneath, that line where the two meet. You see Tennessee. Tennessee is the same Tennessee where you can see on the other side. Okay, and they called it Memphis, the Memphite theology. Go down to Alabama, that's called the Southern Kingdom. Okay, the Lower Egypt, where you get Alabama. Okay, Alabama. Okay, that's an ancient name, and you deal with Alabama. That's Lower Egypt, and you see the Nile River going all the way up and down. Okay, from Mississippi all the way down. Okay,
I'm
so
gonna see if I could. I'm gonna see if I could show the map on my off my phone because I can't share my screen because somebody wanted to see the map.
yeah, yeah,
It's heavy because when I saw it, I was like, "Wow!"
oh yeah,
Because everything that they call over there is over here.
he's over here. And you it's a big cosmic mirror. That's like you go to Kentucky, King Tut. It's all the same. Okay, Egypt, the first Egypt was actually over here, and Abraham Lincoln actually wrote about it. He actually talked about it. Okay, and that's a lot of the stuff that you see covered up and taking place today is because we don't know who we truly are, and a lot of the stuff that's happening, there it is, right there. Yep, he shared it today in the group chat, so you can see Moab, Morocco. You see all these different. You see Morocco there in the center, Tripoli, Algiers, Tunis. You see all of those names right over here. Um, because we when we built, okay, we didn't just build in one place. We built all around the world at one time. That's why you can find pyramids all over the world. That's why you can find castles all over the world. That's why you can find sphinxes all over the world.
Look what Mexico is. Look what Mexico is.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Go all the way up here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And this is called an exotic map of the USA featuring towns that actually exist.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And it's accurate too. Because a lot of these towns, just like when I was staying in Georgia, Sparta is in Georgia.
Yep.
Egypt is in Georgia. Jerusalem is in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
These are actual towns inside of Georgia.
Right.
Because I stayed there, especially Sparta in Egypt. I saw it's especially Sparta in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Sparta is what they did in the heat of the night. I am Mr. Tibbs. Don't call me boy, call me Mr. Tibbs.
Right.
Oh, Sparta, Mississippi. My bad. I thought that was Sparta, Georgia.
And you see here, hold on. Somebody said, I want to address this real quick. So you're telling me Memphis, Tennessee, the Western society is a mirror image of the Eastern Memphis, the country. So, okay, there was 3 Egypts. South America, over here, up in here in North America, and then also over east. Okay, 3 Egypts. The first Egypt was here. There are pyramids and sphinx older than the ones that's over there. It's stuff over here that's older than the ones over there. It's stuff over here that's older than the stuff over there.
Isn't those the one that's in the Grand Canyon and things like that? That's one of them, right?
Right. So you got the Grand Canyon. You got Arizona, Tennessee itself. They have a sphinx, and we built sphinx all over the world. In fact, it's a sphinx and a Great Pyramid on Mars. It is on every planet we ever been on. The sphinx that is the pyramids. Somebody said basically they brought them over from here to over there. No, when we build things, we build them at the same time because it's a great cosmic mirror. Whatever happens, it's a twin mirror. Whatever happens over here happens over there. So we built literally all over the world. That's why you can find pyramids, mounds, sphinxes, everything all over the world. Exactly. There's a Rome, Georgia. It's literally all over the world. We did this stuff. So yeah, so we literally was all over. We wasn't in just one place. And he should show you the maps. We got maps. We got more maps. We got references. We got people that's been trying to cover this stuff up. Um, yeah, we got all that stuff. So we're the ancient people of this land. The United Nations have said that we are the oldest people on the earth right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
United Nations, they issued that. They said we're the oldest people on the earth right now. Why
Yeah.
you think everybody keep trying to come home back to mother's womb to America? Okay.
But another thing though, and this is my only argument, and this the only thing that 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 um that give me an itch up my butt. You know what I'm saying? This is the only thing
Hmm.
is that as much as we try to come, we actually got all the documentations and all the case law. We got it all, and yet our people will still fight us and slander us and try to make it seem like we don't know what we're talking about. And then they want to put things that the Albions put in history about us when we can actually discredit all of that based upon science and fact, because that's what we are. We're scientists. This is our task to be scientists. This is what we study everything. And that's the most hurtful part of the work. And I have to admit that's the most hurtful part of the work is trying to wake our people up and trying to bring them to this information and trying to get them to understand that there's only one way, and there's no compromise. There's one way. Leave them old wine skins for old wine. If you want to get new wine, you understand. You gotta get rid of that paradigm and just clear your mind and straight purge your brain of all that garbage that they've been putting in your head and just open yourself up for new information. And then once you're able to do that, because that's what I did. I had to do that once upon a time. I was 17 at that time. Now I'm 48. So, it just man, that's the only thing that really cooked my noodle, man. With all the information out here, we in the age of information, we're in the age of Aquarius where the knowing is supposed. I'm like, what are y'all stand-ins? Is y'all you got some entity inside of you just to keep us down? What's going on with you spiritually?
Right.
You got latch-ons or something?
Mm-hmm.
To the point you really can't see reality and see what's really is you. That are we that brainwashed as a people? And that's why I'm trying to reach those that want to hear the message and those that want to do the work, because it ain't gonna be given to us.
Mm-hmm.
We have to actually do the work, and I yield.
Oh yeah, I think B4 got a question. He backstage.
Yeah, he's saying he was back. I text B Miles and let
Okay.
him know.
All right. Well, Country Boy, can you elaborate on our connection to the Mexicans and Aztecs? Okay. I've heard ancient Aztecs and Hispanics are descendants of ancient blacks. Okay. So we got to clear up some concepts. Remember, whenever we go to look back in time, we cannot take our modern view back to the past. We have to go back to the past and see how they seen things, and then come back to the future. So, number one. Mexicans come from, again, Olmecs, and the Olmecs were the Washita Moors, Murs. Aztecs, Aztec, Inca, um, Mayan, all those things, Mayapan. We didn't call ourselves that. That's what they called us. We didn't call ourselves those things. We had other tribal titles that we called ourselves. So yes, they are descendants. They are a part of our bloodline as well, and they are in the lineage as well. So yes, they actually come from us as well. They're in South America. America is a part of this continent, and they are Americans as well. So this is their birthright too. So um, when we're talking about, looking at all of our people doing all of these great things around the world, we talked about this on Wednesday, how the reconstructionists in history, they have reconstructed history so well that our people, they put the signs and symbols right in our people's face that they can't even realize and recall what their DNA once knew to be
Give
true.
me, give me 1 second, Noble. Go ahead. I just want to say I'm about to go take a quick break, go grab a couple things. I'll be right back.
Okay, right. And so with that, a lot of the different things that's occurring now again has to do with people having control over our estate, and they're doing all these actions. You got to think about it. If we're the true Americans, why is it uh, Europeans or other people claiming to be Americans, they're ruling over our state? They get to stage these fake uh, governmental meetings and town hall, city hall meetings and different things. They're not even from this land by birth or by blood. So um, they have to go back home. And a lot of our people don't realize that when we are politically tagged with brands, it keeps us outside of law, so we can't control these type of things on our own land. Um, and this is why we're facing a lot of things today. We're facing a lot of different things, and the world is suffering because we don't know who we truly are, and they know who we are. And a lot of them are waiting on us, and a lot of them are saying that they're not waiting on us because um, we still fight over who we are based off of what a foreigner told us who we are. So this is why we've been putting together action items, solutions, things behind the scenes so that we can at least have something to prepare the next generations to come. Because we're not selfish and thinking about ourselves. We actually trying to put stuff together now. We've all talked about how there's a dark priesthood, cabal, Kabbalists, whatever you want to call them, controlling and running things, doing things in the name of us because they're not Americans. So, statements like America hate us or America is falling. No, we don't hate ourselves. We're Americans. They're not Americans. They're foreigners acting like Americans. They're Europeans. They're Germanic. They're French. They're Dutch. They're Irish. They're Scottish. That's what we need to really start calling them. They're not Americans. We are. Okay. So, um, this is why a lot of the stuff has been taking place. And if we want to change that, we have to learn law, history, and facts together. Okay. Because when you study in law, history, and religion go together, and we touched on a lot of different things as far as that in the classes. Um, and that's what's going on now. So, anybody have anything else? I don't want to hog it up. Okay, let me talk about something else real quick. Okay, so on Sunday, again, um, that's when the big address is going to take place. I think everybody should be tuned in, at least to figure out. Because if not, then you know everything here affects us, whether we know it or not. Um, has something to do with you. This is your land. You should be, really interested, have a vested interest into viewing what takes place on your land. The minority of the world have taken over the world, and this is literally what Planets of the Apes is all about. We made the Albion hybrid, um, Negro, Llavero, chimpanzee hybrid monkey. We made them in labs. It was our mothers um, doing experiments that make them. So that's that they're actually ruling now. Okay, so Planet of the Apes is actually talking about what took place on this planet. Actually, that's a real fact. Okay, we've been ruled by hybrids. So the only way we're going to come back now, again, is that unity and that awakening, that consciousness within us. And I yield. You got anything, brother?
I just wanted to show some of the silver that I was talking about earlier. But first, I want to start off with these notes right here. The reason why I want to start with these is that these is when money was actually backed by something. It don't say Federal Reserve note, do it. It says silver certificate. This is when our money, our fiat rather, was backed by something more tangible. And that thing that's more tangible would be this. This is an ounce of silver. Okay? I'm showing y'all this because this is what we need to be getting into. Not this, but this. This. I'm telling you, I'm about to give y'all some game for 99 cents. This is what we need to be investing in. We need to stack it. We need to stack this. You know how much it's going to be worth in a minute? This right here, these little 5 coins right here, these 5 ounces, going to be worth more than a lot of people's house. I just want to show y'all that. Want to show y'all something else. Now, these right here is the 1/100th of a gram of gold. Pure gold, not 24 karat. It ain't no carat weight. It ain't none of that. This is pure gold. It's only 1/100th of a gram, so it's not big. All right, it's not like heavily weighted. It's something you can carry in your pocket. It's something you can get around with. Okay, so just imagine buying $1,000 worth of these. Okay, just keep it in mind. It's not about quantity; it's about quality. Now these are like old silver coins, you know, and this is on the collector scale, but it's still real silver, 100% silver. I mean, whether 9.999% silver, you know, it's what it is. And you can get all of these. We're gonna do a live about it. I'm gonna wait for B Miles. This is a gold note, a gold foil note. These are things, these are what we need to be putting our fiat into. These types of things. Because these are the things that's gonna be there to sustain, get away from the fiat. Because once the dollar fall, what you got? You're gonna have to deal with precious metals, gold, silver, precious metals, even copper and nickel. You know, even if you can get into that, get into something more tangible than just this. Because once they gave us this, even though this note right here was backed by silver, it don't say Federal Reserve note. Look at your dollar. Look at you. Just pull out a dollar in your pocket and see the difference between that and the difference between this. That says silver certificate. It even looks different. The ones, look at the ones. It even looks different. So this was a different standard of money that was actually backed by some. But the dollar that you got inside your pocket right now isn't backed by anything. And I'm gonna drop the link inside of the chat. So I mean, we're gonna do a live about it. I'm gonna leave that up to B Miles. We're actually gonna do a live about the silver solution. That's what we're gonna call it, the silver solution, because it's not a problem, it's a solution.
Mm-hmm.
So this no the fiat solution. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's that time, y'all. Imagine if we all amassed at the rate of what silver is going for right now. Like silver is going for about $27, $28 a gram. I mean an ounce. You know what I'm saying? If you can like spend a good $500 on silver, the futures of silver. Silver is projected to go up. It's projected to at least get to $100 an ounce by the end of the year. Projected. That's a projection. It may do better than that. It may do a little less than that. But if you get in now, I'm talking about this. I ain't talking about in the stock market. I'm talking about this, what you got in your hand. You want it in your hand. You don't want it in nobody else's hand.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm seeing APX. No, don't go to APX, because if you go to APX, what they're gonna do, they're gonna say they don't have it. Because what they're doing right now, they're what they're doing. They're doing push options right now on silver. So it's going to be harder and harder to get physical silver from places like JB Bullion and Apex and all those big markets that deals with silver. I'm gonna give y'all a good place where y'all can get silver at, and you're gonna get it in your hand. It's gonna come into your mailbox, and you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah!"
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, yeah. But yeah, it's I drop it inside. Matter of fact, I'm about to do it right now. I'm about to do it exactly right now. I'm about to put it inside of the chat, and yeah, just be prepared for that next stream. B Miles, we got to set that up with the sister so we can do the do the live for that, so we could get our people up on that new stream of income. And also, there's a new cryptocurrency that's backed by gold. It's not Bitcoin. It's not RPX. It's actually backed by gold. And it's like at $1.28 a coin right now. And when I first looked at it, it was like at $1.10. And when I last looked at it, it was like at $1.21, $1.28, something like that. So it's going up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna get that high, country boy. It's gonna get that high, but it's not gonna get that high until the manipulators of the market get out the way. That's why that GameStop stuff happened, that Robin Hood thing. That's why all that stuff happened. What that's showing is that all these major central banks are actually players in the game, so they can either inflate the market or deflate the market. They can either manipulate it to make it the price down, or manipulate it to make it go up. So the way we can counter that is to get the physical and not worry about so much about what's going on in the stocks, because they can't control all of the assets. And once we get wise to it, just like they got wise, do y'all know that the GameStop stock went up 200%?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If anything say Dogecoin, dodge it. Just like the car Dodge. Dodge it. It's telling you something. Dodge it. I mean, if anything, this is what we should do. And I'm just throwing this out here. We should create our own cryptocurrency and back it by something. Instead of going into Bitcoin and all these other coins, let's make our own coin. Let's make our own cryptocurrency and back it by something.
I have an idea for that. I'm working on that right now as we now speak. I'm working on that right now as we now speak. I got a serious idea about that. I'm gonna sit down with y'all and see what y'all think. Ha ha.
But I'm gonna put the but be mindful, Islam.
Islam.
Hey, I got some of the same currency you got, enough. So I'm ready to build on that too with you. I got the silver certificates, the coins and all that too.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. We got to come together. We got to do a good stream and let the people know that this is real. Because I'm quite sure you got your silver in the mail. He broke up because it was a person, a YouTuber by the name of Michael Jaco that deals with what's that? Hold on, wait a minute. I gotta find it so I can get it right. What they were saying. The name of that company was AppMax.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he said he was a VIP member. He spent like maybe 5 to 10,000 on getting silver. He was a VIP member, and they told him that they refunded his money and told him that they wouldn't be able to fulfill his order for 2 months. Now, this is a major player into silver, right? So that means that they're tied into one of these central banks and they're monopolizing the either, I wouldn't say the production, but they're monopolizing the silver market, so we can't get physical silver. What they're gonna try to do, they're gonna try to give you a silver certificate, just like that dollar, and say, okay, they're gonna give you a piece of paper that says, okay, here go $10,000 worth of silver on a piece of paper. I owe you. This shit bankrupt. It's over with. It's done. Get it. I mean, we got to get it inside of our head that this current system that we've been living up under is done. It's time to start doing things a different way.
Mm-hmm.
And I want us to bring solutions. And oh, you can afford silver. I'll make it easy for you. I can make it real easy for you. Silver is very affordable. It's more affordable than gold. I'm gonna tell you like this. If you can put down any habit you got for 30 days, you can afford some silver. Any habit, be it smoking, be it junk food, be it McDonald's, be it chocolate packs, be it crystals, anything. Just give all your habits up for 30 days and focus on getting some physical gold or silver. Physical silver. Just focus on that for 30 days.
Hey, LT.
Yes, sir.
I spoke to B Miles about that stream. He on for it. So we just gotta set a time and a date. Get you, Jolly Bay, the mother that we that's also on board on talking about silver on that stream. So yeah, so everybody can ask questions about it because we do bring solutions like we always do on here. We don't just talk about problems. We try to find solutions. You see, that's why LT over there quiet, looking like yep. So that's what we do. So
I just dropped the link to the silver. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. I also got another one that I'm working on called Mint Builder. That's the one that Q Mac that's the one that he's with me with, and I mean, we could do some damage, man. I mean, we really could do some damage. We could either make it a business for ourselves, or we could actually just buy it just to buy it. You know, it's not no lose in it. I mean, it's really not no lose in it. You can't lose weight at all. And how I learned about it, I'm gonna tell y'all. This is my story. How I learned about the silver. I was watching Enlightened Minds with Dr. G and Taj Tariq Bey, and the subject came up, a question inside the chat, just like right now. How can I handle better with get rid of this fiat and invest in something? Taj Tariq Bey did just like I'm about to do right now, right here.
Mhm.
And I saw that thing scrolling Quicksilver me, Dr. G, and I was like, next check, I was on it. My next check, I was on it.
Mhm.
And I had to liquidate some. I really basically got to start all over again, but I had to liquidate some. So I'm right back at it.
That's right.
Right back at it. That's how easy it is. It ain't hard to do. This ain't cost me thousands of dollars to do. This what I'm telling y'all. Don't cost thousands of dollars to do. It just takes discipline and what you got to do.
And
You know?
and you know that they vampires, and silver keep the vampires away.
Goddamn right, and the werewolves.
So
But yeah, another thing before we get off here, the stream for tomorrow. I think a lot of people want to know about that class for tomorrow, Saturday, so they can get information for that.
right. So tomorrow, if you miss Wednesday, you missed like an introduction to what we're doing tomorrow. Tomorrow is an orientation. So this will be like information, like another introduction, but we're going to get more so to the protocols and things that needs to be done as far as nationalizing. We don't naturalize you because you are the national. There's different classifications of citizenship, and since you're the national, that means you're the highest ranking national or person on the land. Okay, so you're not naturalizing at all. You're becoming a national. Okay, embodying the nativity of your mother. Okay, from which you came. That's honoring your mother and your father, that your days may be long upon the earth land. So tomorrow we're going to get into the orientation for nationality. We're going to present some information, and then we're also going to do a question Q&A, because I know a lot of people are going to have questions tomorrow. And and I just wanted to say to you real quick, that you were talking about silver, and somebody mentioned how do they measure silver. Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution says basically this is Congress have power to lay and collect taxes and coin money and to regulate the value thereof in a foreign coin and fix the standard of weights and measures. So we measure, you see if the coins are real through weights and measures. Okay, you got to weigh it, measure it, see if it. So we're going to do that class tomorrow, or the orientation tomorrow. And the email, if you want to get access to that, you definitely got to get the invite through email. So you can email us, Noof. You can put your email, and then
I got you.
And then
do it right now.
Okay, and then I'll put mine as well. And basically, all we're going to do is just send them over to Mother Amara, because she's, the one responsible for that.
Yeah, because we're getting out of the phone calls. We're not going to do the phone call thing no more.
That's right.
What we want to do, we want to get people to the class. I mean, I saw one mother say, she guessed she was in the wrong class. No, that was the precursor. I'm glad, daughter of the Most High, that you was in that class. So now you will have more questions instead of being there for the first time. you will be able to be more bridge to what we was already talking about. This is going to be more expansive. Brother Nobody's there. I think he gonna go real hard on this one because he was like he made it a point like this just the precursor. This ain't what. So I'm like he really gonna go in. Y'all in for a treat. So make sure y'all get that. You never in the wrong class. You
Yeah,
always in the right class. As long as you
yeah,
show up, sister.
yeah.
Brother, that's all you gotta do is show up. You never in the wrong class. And we
Can
got
I
go ahead.
can I interject? Y'all don't know that he gonna bring it raw and uncut sometime, so be ready for that. That's what I want to say. You see LT face. He try to tell y'all like I'm letting y'all know. He bring it to you raw and uncut, make you looking real crazy, like you've been lied to all these years,
Mm-hmm.
You
ancestors and
better, you,
everything. So that's it.
you better be there, daughter of the Most High. You better be there. You better be there. Don't say I'm still coming. Yeah, you better. Y'all all better. Everybody on this chat better be there. Hey, y'all all better show up.
Yeah.
If y'all wasn't there Wednesday, y'all missed a great build. It was beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm quite sure y'all in for a pleasurable treat.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And we're gonna so this we got the recordings downloading. So if you missed the previous class, then we're gonna try to make sure you can get that too once it's finished downloading. And then also tomorrow you can come with your questions because a lot of people they get off topic and they talking about different things, but every question you got concerning nationality, all those different things, bring that up. Is not naturalization. Is not naturalization, brother. And if you got the classifications of citizenship on you to read
Yeah,
it,
I got them right here.
because
I got them right here.
because I want you to. Okay, so when he read it, we can break it down because it's not. We're not naturalized. You're nationalizing.
All right. Okay, I got it right here.
Uh-huh.
Who are the nationals, the sovereigns? There are four types of citizenship. Number one, national, the highest rank of citizenship, the
Mm-hmm.
natural people of the land, the aboriginal and indigenous people. Number two, citizen, the naturalized citizen, not
Mm-hmm.
nationalized. The
Mm-hmm.
naturalized citizen, not the nationalized.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, subject. This is where corporations rest, including corporate persons, Negro, colored, black, etc. Four, alien. The foreigner who remains as such is clothed with certain rights of
Mm-hmm.
citizenship, as is the citizen and the subject, and they can be unclothed. Rights versus privileges.
All right.
The only people who can nationalize the country, state, resources, land, etc. is the national. From the above, which class of citizenship are you? Islam.
That's long. Yeah. So when you say national, we talking about the highest ranking person on the land. You talk about naturalized and anything else, they come later. So if I'm on American soil, I'm the national, the highest ranking. If I go to China, okay, I would be considered a nationalized national, but I would be a naturalized citizen over there, okay, or a foreign national. So if you're home, if you're from the soil, then this is where you're from. You're the highest ranking national.
Right, daughter of the Most High,
There
in
you
that
go.
order. In
Yep.
that order. Yep, in that order.
Hmm. And see, when we at number one, this is how we are able to unite, like the brother was saying, and get these foreigners off our land. We already got blueprints for people who have done it. Venezuela's Hugo Chavez. We have the president, the people in Argentina, Brazil, all over. But the thing is, we keep arguing over brands that this European placed on us. And if we can get that stuff out the way, unite, and then we can, start to do more things as national. As a national, how do I prove it? How do you prove what? Prove that you're national?
Let me read this. Let me read it again. I'm gonna read it again.
Uh-huh.
And you tell and Lioness of Aya. I'm gonna read this again, and you tell me if you a national or not. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm gonna read it again. It don't take it. Okay. A national is the highest rank of citizenship. The
Mhm.
natural people of the land. The natural people of the land, the Aboriginal and Indigenous people. Those are the nationals. That's how you prove you're a national.
Mhm.
I just read the cause of the case of the cause, right?
Mhm.
I just read that. I just read the cause of action. I
Mhm.
just read this. And once we get out of the color of law of calling ourselves black, Negro, colored, anything federal, anything that this de facto government
Mhm.
labeled us as is a misnomer and do not have no status as a national.
Mhm.
And this is the mindset we got to get. Nationality don't come with paperwork.
Right.
Nationality don't come with nationality don't come with this. This is just a part of it.
Mhm.
Nationality starts right here.
Right. Mhm.
The mindset of being a national,
Mhm.
knowing who you are, doing the
Mhm.
research and study
Mhm.
before you get this. And then when you get this, you know how to stand on your square when them policy officers step up on you. And then when you do flash it and you say, hey, I ain't got nothing to say to you. Go get your superior. I want to talk to your captain. I want to talk to your supervisor. I ain't got
Mhm.
nothing to say to you.
Mhm.
And you just stand there mute. Be respectful and just chill.
Exactly. And see, you said someone said, do we get Fred Chavez said, do we get a genealogy done to show we are from this land? Now, remember, he just said national. He just said national.
That's the
So
trick bag they got us in.
if I gotta go to a foreigner to tell me where my DNA comes from, automatically I just prove that I am stateless, I'm incompetent, I am a minority in the mind, and I am outside of law. So when I come to a person who branded me, for him to tell me what's my bloodline and my DNA, where I come from, he gonna say, "Oh," we said, "Oh, wait a minute, I forgot where I'm from, master. I forgot where I'm from. Let me go ask my master where I'm from." And
But
then
you
he
know,
say, "Oh,
it's
you from Africa,
I don't mean to stop you. See, this is where the classes come in at. You know
right?"
what I'm saying? Because this too much. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Because you got people, you know how YouTube is. There
Mm-hmm.
might be somebody on the other side will come in and try to get some information. You know, this how it be over here on these YouTube streets. So I
Mm-hmm.
recommend y'all, if y'all want to learn more,
Mm-hmm.
come to the classes. Y'all
Right.
ain't gotta go through all the. If that's not, if y'all just want to come learn, I'm quite
Mm-hmm.
sure Noah, Isaiah, B Forte, myself, we all here to teach. You know what I'm saying? But we done this in the past. We done went all the people panels and we done got ambushed and attacked and all the time. We're not trying to go through that.
Yeah.
So we here for y'all, but at the same time, y'all gotta be serious. I mean, a lot of these questions, like I just read some to you. You know what I'm saying? It's not about none of that. It's about this: the all is mind and universe is mental. The first law of hermetics.
She said, Mystery 100 said he gonna tell you from Africa. They slipped, and most people don't know that this is Northwest Africa because the Great
Right.
Plains.
And then, and then,
Always
and,
connected.
and then it's not even Africa, it's a Kubalan. And then
It's
it's
like,
not even a
right,
Kubalan, it's Asia.
right.
And then it's Gaia. It's so many different type of words with different time intervals of time. It was different names for different things.
Mm-hmm.
It just depended on the time and the time cycle. Right now we're in this cycle, so now it's called Africa. But at one point in time, it was all one landmass.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This over here that we think is actually America is really the real Africa. It's really the real Amexem. This is a Mexem.
Amexem.
This is where you get America and Africa from, Amexem.
Amexem.
It's
And
two
what,
words in one.
right, Amexem. And what did Trump say? He said, "Let's make America great again." Like B. Miles said, "Let's make America great again." Not let's make the United States corporation great again. He said, "Let's
That's
make
right. Let's
America."
make America right. Right.
Yep.
You good, Frida Chavez. You good.
Yep.
You all right. That's what we here for. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you all right. At least you can admit that. Some people don't want to admit that. They just want to continue to argue and,
Mm-hmm.
beat their drum until, it ain't no more skin on the rims.
Right.
But we here, and I put the hey Rena Marie, how you doing? Yes, I will email you. Just email me, and I will send that to whoever. Just email B Miles or B Forte. Just email us. They'll forward it to me and whatever. Because we want as many as y'all in this class as possible, so y'all can get understanding. Because I know it's a lot of information, especially with this new movement going on, and they confusing the people, and we just want to make it plain. That's it. We just want to make it plain as we can so that we can get a proper understanding as to where we need to go forward in the future as to our people, not just continue arguing and fighting and debating. That's the last thing we want to do. And I yield.
Right. And I want to also clarify something I said before with the who owns the DNA testing companies. I said the Methodist Church last time, and it's actually the Mormon Church, and they're not even Mormons. Mormon. We're the Mormons, so they're committing fraud all over. Um, so in the New World Order, Novus Ordo Seclorum, that's our order, but it's being usurped because we're not in our proper person. We're not in our national status to even be able to control or say anything on a uh, international platform. So that's why we see a lot of stuff taking place now, and we're in a military state. We don't have a republic for the people. We got a democracy. Okay, and they've been teaching our people that it means for the people, but it actually means demons rule. Okay, and that's what we're facing now. But again, um, we're dealing with the solutions to try to get this thing taken care of. It's a lot of stuff taking place even as we speak, and we down for getting our people united. And if you're interested in building with us for the solutions, that's what we're about. It's on the way, because it's on the way. I mean, it's definitely coming. Your package is coming.
I wanted to interject. I wanted to let everybody know that that's what we do. We bring solutions once again. We try not to talk about the problems. Everybody on the panel that we have are all humble, and we all try to answer as many questions as possible. The thing is, I just want to let everybody know that brothers take their time to make sure that our people get the information, and we also do want to work on uniting with those that want to unite with us. But when you do want to if you do want to unite with us, you have to understand what nobody's been saying, and Noble Nuff been saying about national lies. Okay, keep that in mind. Know the difference between them. And what is it? Naturalized, and what is it? Natural. I can't even get the words together, y'all.
Yeah, you said nationalized versus naturalized.
That's right. I got tongue tied. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but just like,
and
go
another
ahead.
thing, and another thing that I did want to say before we do adjourn this is that um, we actually have to all those of y'all that's coming to this meeting tomorrow, this class tomorrow, this orientation, come with an empty mind. Come with an empty mind and an open heart. Don't come with no preconceived notions. Make sure you write down some questions tonight of what y'all want to ask, and be willing to learn. I don't know how long it's gonna end, how long it's gonna last, but I just know when it's gonna begin, and I really am open to everyone. I just wanted to say this, and I also wanted to say this an experience I had, and I'm gonna show. With this, I'm gonna show y'all how powerful we are around the Albions when you in your proper person, okay, and you wearing your royal crown. And I was telling B Miles about this. Me and my empress went to Walmart. We shopping. I had my fares on. It was this big burly Albion, and I didn't notice him until my wife was like, "Why is he looking at you like that?" Oh, it must be the feds. And I looked at him. This cracker was beat red. He was red as my feds. And I looked at him, and I looked at him in the eye. He looked like he was tearing up. I was like, "Oh, he must be a Shriner or a Mason." Cause he mad, right? He can't believe that my tassel ain't tucked. I ain't got a pin in my tassel. This how powerful it is. Now imagine, I'm one person. I was one person in there. Now imagine we nationalize our mothers in their pure garb with their turbans on, and our brothers out there in their garb and their fezzes on. We out here and we go, and then we put the whole world on notice. In our proper person. They gonna get so mad they gonna have heart attack, strokes. They gonna die. We ain't gotta shoot a bullet. You don't understand how powerful that is.
Yeah.
Being in your proper person, knowing who you are, having knowledge of yourself, being in your nation of people, not separating yourself by classes, asses, and personas and egos. We're in a time right now when the vibration is thick. When we going in from the 5D, we going into different dimensional and time fractals right now. Things ain't what it seems. The illusion is breaking down. The matrix don't have you no more. You have the matrix, and whether you want to stay in there or not, it's your choice. It's all choice. It's all will now. So if you want the steak or the goop coming out the Nebuchadnezzar, that's your choice. I take the goop out the Nebuchadnezzar. Y'all can have a steak. Y'all can have a good illusion. They making 3D meat right now, so that steak we eat right now might not even be real.
Can y'all see that? These are, I don't know if you can see that well, but these are politicians. These are imposters. These are politicians. These are Masons wearing Moorish feathers with Il Bey Day Al Ali, Morocco, Mexim, Muhammad, all these different titles. They have your Moorish fez on, decorated, tied down, because they can only go to 33 degrees in Freemasonry. In more science, we get 360 degrees. You in college, you only get a degree. Okay, and you gotta go back more to get more degrees, but this is where they can achieve and attain. Okay, this is the highest they go.
But Isaiah, you go around that cipher again, that make it 720, right?
That's right, 720.
Sometimes we got to go back around.
What? What?
Yeah, but that's our freedom. Our tassel go around and it just continue. It
Mm-hmm.
goes around because we coming through the primordial mother. They don't have a primordial mother.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we are their father.
This is it. This is more. These are the pledges, right? These are the pheasants.
Um, mm-hmm.
Your people. They know exactly who you are. They know we all are Moors. And guess what? They are running your government.
Isaiah, but Isaiah,
Uh-huh.
aren't those names on the top of those phases the ones that are enslaved or over them?
Yep. So, like for example, it says Algeria. It says Pyramid. It says Rahim. It has Ruth. Ruth the Moabitess, Yeshua's great great grandmother. It has Amin, Quran, Cairo, Crescent, Cyrus, Damascus. Just read a few of them.
I gotta get that, boy. I gotta get that one. That's one I gotta get for the archives right there.
Yeah, you gotta get that because see, it shows you George Washington was a Mason. All of them were Masons, and all of them still are Masons running our government. And a lot of the people who we think is on our side is actually the Knights Templar. Okay, it takes you through time, and you actually get to see who actually made a big spark plug for them. Was this Mason right here? Harriet Truman. Here you go, right here.
Truman, yeah.
And what did he do? He did so much to overthrow Inquisitionists.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's a lot of information that they hid from us, like somebody said, but is all coming out in this age of Aquarius.
Don't worry because it's gonna come to you. It's gonna come to you in time. Don't worry about it. You good. You good. I'm gonna tell you like this. Let me put it to you like this, my sister. I got me, my wife, and 5 children, and we got all ours IDs, paperwork. It's all right. It's okay. You good. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
You in good hands. All right. I mean, it's better us than them. Put it like that.
Right.
It's better us than them because you know we have a purpose in the cause that's divine and it's based upon the 5 pillars.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're not deviating from away from that for nobody. And we're gonna make sure you get your just due.
Yep. And more.
And that's right, and more.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to just as a quick reference, I want to show you all. This really needs to be talked about, and it's not talked about because our people are still on the diaspora nonsense. And I'm gonna show you. You know, they say, "Oh, we brought them over here. We done kidnapped a whole nation of people and brought them over here on ships." Well, here's some references. If you don't have the book now, I'll just throw some up out there. Because this really needs to be talked about. These are good references for you. Now, this is a list of books that you can get to show and prove during the time that they said they brought us over here in the Middle Passages and a little bit before, during, and after, when they was under attack by Moors, okay, who ruled the 7 seas. That's why even in the Moorings, they sing the song from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. Okay, it says these are the books, list of books chronicling Europe being under Moorish attack during the 15, 16, and 1700s, during the time they said they brought us over here. Lisa Voigt, writing captivity in the early modern Atlantic, circulations of knowledge and authority in the Iberian and English imperial worlds. Diego de Hadio. This is from where we at? Okay, Historia General C. Argel Madrid. This is 1929. This is the from the 1612. Iberians' fear of being captured by Moorish and Turkish corsairs in the 16th century. You got also uh, the book from Alan G. Friedman, Discussion on the Spanish Crown Support of Redemption Activity in Spanish Captives in North America in the Early Modern Age. According to Friedman, such accounts supported official government policy by reinforcing the public's perception of the horrors of North African captivity. David Lyon, The Sailing Navy List, all the ships of the Royal Navy built, purchased, and captured 1688. And these are just some of the books, but it goes in depth. And then there's a list of all of these orders that they put together to go up against our people. So,
And I just want to say, B Miles, you there, brother? B Miles, I hope you ain't went to sleep on us. I just want to say, it's really a pleasure to I'm gonna tell y'all like this, and I'm just gonna tell y'all a story. For about a year, almost to the day, about a year and a half, almost to the day, I used to go on different panels and build with brothers and try to give them the sciences, you know what I'm saying, like astrology and alchemy and occult and metaphysics and things like that.
mm-hmm.
And it didn't take until I got into the mental state, the mindset of nationality of where it all came from, to centralize it to a point of where it all came from, where I could find myself in it all. Instead of reading from all these books, I could actually see where it came from. And then when I started coming from it from that standpoint, from who I am, and stop looking at it from the author, but looking at it that it's mine, I took it upon myself to know that it's mine. And I started working towards that far as who I am, not only as a person, but as who I am, not only on this planet, but in the universe. I'm timeless. So everything that preceded me was me in the first place. Even if it came from an author that tried to whitewash it, as I started going through all the research and started going back and back and back and back and back, and then I brought it forward into the future, to the present, and start seeing where all this thing lined up and how they tried to mask it into the color of law. And then I'm like, okay, so at this point where I'm at right now, I made the right choice. Instead of being, okay, I'm pro-black, I'm pro this, I'm all of these things, I'm all of these labels. Let me just be myself.
Mm-hmm.
And just allow these things to resonate with me. Because that's a lot of people think that more science is a religion. No, it's a science. It's a science of itself. It's a science of you. It's arm, leg, head. It's all of these things. It's I self-law master. It's all of these things that encompass you on this this spiritual experience as a human being. So you can ascend and go. See, we get it backwards. People say I'm a human having a spiritual experience. No, you a spirit having a human experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And the thing that correlates all that is your soul, and your soul comes from a more primordial place that goes deeper, and it's that soul that craves that energy, that oneness, that collective energy, that collective intelligence with those that resonate with you. So don't worry if don't nobody get it. Don't worry about if somebody gonna say, "Oh, you don't." No, we here, and we all on the same level. And if we want to deal with our human condition, we have to nationalize.
Mm-hmm.
If we have to deal with our soul and our spiritual condition, we still have to nationalize, but on the standpoint of the collective soul or the collective intellect. We still have to nationalize. We have to bring some type of oneness because the duality of things it still creates because there's still a correspondence. It's as above, so below, but it still have to come to the middle so you can have some type of understanding of what above and what's below. It's see, that's why, and that's the reason why there's a need for us to come together as a people because we so scattered like moths and we lost our light.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the moths don't gather in the darkness. The mosquitoes they don't gather in the darkness. You know, they gather in the light. That's when they come and gather. They're attracted to the light, and then they become a collective whole, and they all resonating on the same frequency, just like bats. But they resonate in the darkness, but they come together in that dark state. They all together and they unified. We have to do that. That's what we have to do. There's no getting away from it. There's no getting away from it. I don't care. We can sit up and we have this conversation for the next 50 years, and I bet we won't have no progress. We have to get out. We have to get out the mindset that we have to be separated or be individuals to get anything done. Yeah, you can get some things done as an individual. You can get a better paying job. You know, you can get a bigger house. You can get a better car. You know, you might can get more food in your refrigerator. But what about us as a nation of people? If we as a nation of people, we can get a lot more.
Yeah.
You can get all that as one person. Well, if we can do it all together as a collective, we can take over the planet. That's what I'm saying. That's the thing. That's
Yeah.
the thing. I don't think it's no more. I could say. I mean,
Yeah, you talking about claiming land or claiming a mansion and having or even being given a mansion and all this type of stuff. And we talking about something way bigger than, your one mansion that they can take away anytime when they feel like it. We talking about getting the land as a people.
mm-hmm. And then in a minute, it's gonna be given to us. I'm gonna tell you like this. This is how. This is how. This is how slick this is. This is how powerful this is. If we come together as a nation of people, guess what? Everything on the planet gonna submit. Everything, and this is no joke because I'm just like I gave. That's why I gave y'all that one story. I just went up into Walmart with a fez on.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my empress, and I had this Albion so mad. He had, I mean, practically tears in his eyes looking at me.
Yeah.
But all the while, though, I had my sword on my hip, though, because that was a reminder, just like they got on the Shriners. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, I got about a 13-inch blade I wear when I go out. You know, and when he saw that, yeah, that reminded him of his oath. And yeah, that Shriner cap. The only thing to do is look and be mad.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much power we got when we come into our proper person. They ain't gonna touch us. They ain't gonna gun us down in the street.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't gonna just lock us up for no reason. They ain't gonna do us no type of way because we got remedy. But the thing is, how can we have remedy if we just one person going up in there trying to just because you got an ID card and some paperwork, you gonna go in there by yourself? No, it don't work like that. As a nation, they're not gonna touch us.
Mm-hmm.
Because under their own constitution is to protect us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna go much more into that. I ain't gonna go much more into that.
Yeah, and she said, Mother Selena said, I'm going to go watch the Planet of the Apes again. what you said made so much. Yeah, we're gonna do a movie breakdown again. We broke down several movies already, but we're gonna do another movie breakdown, and we're gonna really break down some of the science in that what happened.
I want to address it ain't no bad thing. Don't get me wrong, Bruce Gant, but he said shouldn't have to be pro your people. No other race is pro their people. It should be ingrained in you to love and identify as you are. That's what we're doing. And that's what we're doing. It's not pro anything. We are see this is what cooks my noodle. And this is what I get a lot of backlash on when I speak the way I speak, especially when I talk about nationalism. Right now, you had people out here calling themselves white nationalists, and they was out here killing our people.
Right.
Yet there was no remedy for that for our people. They let them keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So when we call ourselves Moorish nationals, under our proper person, of course, not black nationals, Moorish nationals.
Right.
Under our proper persons, and we're not out here going out here terrorizing nobody.
Mm-hmm.
But yet y'all up here, they even got us on the FBI watch list and things like that. We're not out here bothering nobody. The only thing we're trying to do is get remedy for our people, unite our people, and reclaim what's ours.
Mm-hmm.
We're not out here hurting nobody. So when it comes to pro this and pro that, go look up pro in the dictionary, abridged version. Go look up pro. And then put that behind pro people.
Mm-hmm.
And then you understand what I'm talking about. Because ain't nobody pro nothing if we still out here having this same conversation for the last, 75 years. There ain't nobody pro anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not dealing up under a pro magenta status. We're not under that status, so how can we be pro anything?
Mm-hmm.
We still putting ourselves up under a color of law that is dead under the status of law. Mm-hmm. We're not nationalized. Now, if I could, just like I made that analogy when they up here calling themselves white nationalists, pro, neo-Nazis, and they out here killing our people.
Right.
Y'all been talking about, y'all want to march and shit.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing we gotta say, okay, you know what? We black nationalists on some real stuff, on nation building.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give y'all a perfect example. You want to know when the day when the earth stood still? The Million Man March. That's the day the earth stood still. It stood still because what the powers of be didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
What was they gonna do? Was they gonna actually unite that day? They was afraid. I was there. I was at the Million Man March, and I watched Marine One fly over the Million Man March twice. And you know what? Everybody went home to their collective cities, and get what? It got worse. And then 8 years later, Barack Obama got elected. I think it was 8 years later. He got elected, and it got even worse. Because we didn't come together as a people. And this is what I want y'all to understand. We're still trying to figure it out based upon a class system. We're not a part of a class system. We're not a part of a race. We are a national people. We are Aboriginal people. We are a Primogenital people. We are so important to the functions of this planet in the universe that it don't make no sense. We're the only rhythmic vibration of the universe that's connected to this. We're the only ones that connected to the rhythmic vibration of the universe, actually, if y'all want to be real about it.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a singing bowl, I'm telling you, get 10 of us with singing bowls, Himalayan singing bowls. Get 10 of us around in a circle. I bet we could change the weather. I bet you. See, we so caught up in things that's outside ourselves and things that they promote on TV and in politics and this and this and that we don't have time to figure out what's really going on within ourselves. That's why you have to master the higher and the lower self. That's what the higher and lower self about. Those are two germs. Those are two beings that's inside of us. We have two things. That's two things going on within us. But the Albion just got one. That's lower self. That's lower self. That's the enemy that we drew out ourselves so we can know who the lower being inside ourselves is. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm getting too deep. What be pausing? Come on, man. Come on. We up here almost 2 hours thick. I won't keep talking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Robert Phillips, I perfectly agree with that, but it's about what it's about right now is us coming together as a people. Man, I mean, we got to get past all that. I mean, I understand. I mean, I was heartbroken because I was in it. I was in the Nation of Islam at that time, so imagine how I felt.
Mm-hmm.
I was out there promoting that for like a year. I go back to Detroit and see brothers and sisters still gunning each other down and selling crack. I'm like, I went to the Million Man March. I thought that was gonna be the change, and I'm like, man,
Mm-hmm.
so that wasn't it. It wasn't it. That wasn't it. That wasn't the solution. That was another pulpit that a person was on.
Mm-hmm.
Another I have a dream speech.
Mm-hmm.
Another I am somebody. I am somebody.
Uh-huh.
Same speech. The same Al Sharpton shit. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not mad about how anybody feel. What pisses me off is that don't nobody want to try to find no real solutions about it. And then it feel like you got the 5% that's out here, a voice crying in the wilderness trying to get our people together.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got people wanting to attack that 5%. And it's like, all right, let me see if I can find another 0.5% to add to the 5%. Because I'm not about to deal with the whole 85.
Mm-hmm.
That's too much work.
Mm-hmm.
It's just too much work. Because, we waste time. You know what I'm saying? Time is a fractal. I get it. But we still live in these fractals and in these parallels. I'm talking on the metaphysical level now. We still dealing with these fractals and these parallels. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The only time we living in is the now. So during this now time, right now I'm speaking. Past already went by a second ago when I said speaking. So that's already gone. So now I'm focusing on right now. We got to come together. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. There's nothing else.
Yep.
Unless y'all want to be a part of the zombie apocalypse and be in FEMA camps and getting inoculated with some RNA vaccines that's going to change your DNA and have y'all here talking about some. I mean, that's the only thing, because they're going to give it to you first. They're already giving it to them in the prisons. That's the Tuskegee experiment right now. They're giving it to them in the prisons right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know what the brother said.
Yeah. But yeah, You right, segment, Rob. We keep saying the same things over, but the difference is with us, we actually putting in the work.
That's right.
Can't even say everything, and we won't say everything, but
That's right.
we've been putting in the work. So we just need everybody on board, to help us out. We don't ask for much, just your effort.
And see, and then I mean, the only thing I gotta say is that if you can't base everybody on what you see on social media. One thing that and this has always been my standpoint. We can't put everything on YouTube. We can't put everything on. So we gotta play. We got, you know what I'm saying. That's how we are. And before Tay, I've always said this. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things we can't sell because it's not. We're not about to put a bullseye on our head, especially for in this realm when you got trolls that are coming in your chat and want to argue and debate with you. No, we're not about to sit up here and tell y'all our plans. This chess, this ain't checkers.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't Parcheesi.
Yeah.
You know, we this 5D chess we playing. And yeah, we're gonna lose some pieces, we're gonna have to sacrifice some things, but every move is a move to a greater cause and purpose. But we ain't gonna let them know our moves.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't gonna be up here, yeah, we gonna do this. We ain't gonna be Jam Master J. Even though, we ain't gonna be the not fucking around no more committee. Whatever the hell that shit was. That was a psyop.
Mm-hmm.
And a whole bunch of black people fell for it. Oh yeah, we got guns. We can walk. Okay, but but I gotta say this. I work around people that straight up have branches to blow up shit. Excuse my language. They got mortars. They got 50 cals. They got NATO rounds. They got little armored vehicles on their ranch. They got about 300 acres, but they can go out there and blow up shit, and they got their gun ranges and all that. They invited me. I was like, oh no, I'm good. I'm not going out there.
Mm-hmm.
But they got it. I'm talking about these Albions, and we don't have it like that. I mean, we could walk down the street 100 deep with AR-15s and all that, like we doing something, and they'll come through with their 50 cal machine guns and just chop us up. Or the U.S. military will send a drone and just wipe us out with some Hellfire missiles.
Or a sonic wave weapon.
Right.
They use those too.
Yeah, but how they would better do it, and this is what they don't understand, and this is what I don't think allows us to understand how they would better do it is what happened in Texas, whether that's weapons, food shortages,
Mm-hmm.
vaccines, job losses, fake ass COVID-19. You gotta wake up, y'all, for real. But y'all woke. I think what I think though, brothers, I think that they are. I think a lot of people. I'm not talking about people on the chat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just talking about a lot of people. I think a lot of people are. I think a lot of people are sleeping the eye woke. You know how you have that sleep when you first wake up. You got that sleeping eye.
Mm-hmm. Druggy stuff.
Yeah, you just waking up, and then you got the 9 o'clock woke. They woke, they done washed their face, brush their teeth, and they get ready to make their day.
Mhm.
And then you got the 12 o'clock woke, and they woke, they just really getting their bearings and they really starting to realize, oh, the day happening, but the day all halfway over with. But then you got people like me that I'm 72 hours woke.
Mhm.
Some nights I don't get no sleep with the things I know inside my head. Sometimes I do not sleep. And if I do go to sleep, I might get 2, 3 hours of sleep. And that's just so I can rest my mind, my body, and my spirit. We have to get out the woke perspective, or trying to find a gauge, a type of wokeness within ourselves. Don't try to gauge it. Don't try to figure out how you woke. Just be who you are and just live your life and just do it. And if this don't resonate with you, cool, fine, that's all right. Maybe you'll get it next lifetime. But it's no more time to waste.
Mhm.
It's just no more time to waste, y'all, for real. Yeah, I mean, just look at the climate of what's going on right now. I mean, look at it with your spiritual eye.
Mhm.
Just figure it out. And we here for you. And that's all I gotta say. I need to see the host because I'm about ready to knock out.
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely grateful for the opportunity to share, information, and always grateful, for everybody giving a listening ear. And we definitely come with solutions to call to action. So if you're serious about remedy and doing something about the current conditions, then we got stuff in place, to actually do that. So
That's right. I'm looking at this one comment from Awake Israelites DMV. So did we forget how to fight for what is ours? Okay, so tell me what is ours. If you can tell me that, let's fight for it. If it's right in the Zach, let's fight for it. And let's figure out a plan to fight for it.
mhm.
If you can't do that, fight for our cause. Come over here and fight with us. And we're going to tell you, and we're going to put it in your face, and we're going to let you know what it is. Because what is ours? You tell me what is ours. And if you're going to say one chunk of land, to the left, Shanae, to the left, exit stage left.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm the dude that Grandmaster Jay was talking about when it came to that peace treaty. What peace treaty? What Grandmaster Jay at now? I mean, I'm up here reading the comments now. I'm at the
Oh,
comment section. Because I could tell you a lot about Grandmaster Jay that probably you don't even know. But I'm going to leave that where that's at. But
peace. But
but
what you mean
I'm,
by peace treaty?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I could tell you. I'm gonna tell you this. What, he made a peace treaty with the Klan or something? The Klan don't even exist no more. They don't even exist. They're not even a threat no more.
We're gonna die if we don't fight back. Um, yeah, yeah, that's true. But how are you gonna fight back though? Because if we claim to be gods and descendants of gods and all this other nonsense,
Yeah,
then you don't have to fight physically.
that's right.
But that's what our people mind keep going to. If we
Hmm.
claim to be the children of the Anunnaki and all this nonsense and whatever else we claim, then why don't our actions show that mindset?
Right.
If all is mental, why do we keep thinking to the first degrees or levels and stages of existence?
Yeah.
The Anunnaki coming back, they're gonna save us. Okay, but you're supposed to be God though. You're
Right.
supposed to be the one who we the gods, so they stole everything from us. So if we're the gods and they stole everything from us, what does that make them? That's we gotta start thinking about that. The pyramid is left here all around this planet and other planets to remind us of the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, and the hypothalamus gland. Is there to remind us of the power of using these things on many different levels. They left the pyramid there just so you can know exactly what it is. This pyramid, all right? They left the pyramid there so you can know, so you cannot forget that that's your brain, that's your mind.
And brother and brother Noble, Islam, the main and what a lot of our people don't see, the real seal don't have the capstone disconnected
Right.
from the pyramid. See, the capstone that we see on the dollar bill, which I'm about to show.
Shoulder. Yep.
All right, let me show. I had to take. Feds was making my head hot, so I had to take it off.
Yeah.
It get hot when you start thinking.
Yeah. See.
Now I'm gonna try to find the original seal. I'm quite sure I can find it. I think it's in the Clock of Destiny 1.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see.
Okay, here go one picture of it right here. That's one. And you see the scorpion. It's just like the scorpion is the same symbolism as the eagle also. Yeah. But I'm gonna try to find it. You might can find it quicker than me, Isaiah.
Hold up, let me see. Here it is. The connected.
Yeah, there you go. Right there. You see how it's connected? That's our seal. That's our seal right there.
And when it's connected, you know, this is where you tap into the higher consciousness and things like that. But this is what they did to our mother, our women. They put the scimitar over her head and disconnected her head from the pyramid. That's why you see that on the Federal Reserve note, what you call a dollar now, because they disconnected the consciousness to remember about this pyramid while we even set them up all around the world and on other planets. Is to remind you about these three glands, and the Sphinx is to remind you that you rule over things that crawl, creep, fly, and swim. And you're connected. That's why the you see the head of a person on a body of a lion, and that's why you see that it has gills. The Sphinx has gills. It has a tail. It has claws. It has wings. All those things because you are one with these things. And we left as symbols to remind ourselves of that. Islam.
I just wanted to comment from Jazz Petty's comment. Yeah, we still doing it Saturday. If you need me to drop my email so I can send the email to the proper place, or Brother Isaiah can leave his email. Yeah, we still doing it tomorrow. What time will it be?
At 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this what I love, especially with Awake Israelite and a few other people here. Once we start coming with the information humbly, we're not here to debate. We're not here to contend with nobody else's ideology. We just here to make it plain from our standpoint and in the way that we can back it up. If you can do it better, do it. We're not gonna. Hey, we want to hear what you gotta say. Maybe we can learn from you. You know, maybe we can learn from what you gotta say. If you got anything that you can bring to the table, where we can continue our work. But we're not going to stop doing what we're doing. We're not going to slow down the progress of uniting our people and bringing our people up under one flag, up under one nation, so we can reclaim our nationality and reclaim what's ours. We're not going to stop to argue and debate and confuse the people even more. We're here to bring it as a whole. That's what we're here to do.
You said I don't know what you meant by that.
Reading the animal thing. Yeah, I was looking at that too. I think
The all natural drops to you all animals.
you probably said y'all. She probably meant to say y'all animals. Probably like we. I think that's what I'm getting from it.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that, but
Yeah.
that's the thing. That's the mindset. Like nationality, embracing a new mind. Getting rid of those old arguments that the Europeans started, so you can repeat those arguments, which are lies. We can't be gods, and at the same time, they come and steal stuff from us, and then kidnap us and suppress us and subjugate us. But yet, we the ones that they fear when they got us under control and all this type of stuff like that. You can't have it both ways. What we don't remember is that when we enslaved them right here on this land, and we're facing karma, this is called in universal law. It's called karmatic debt. We
Yep.
enslaved them on this land and abroad. Okay, and they basically traded places with us. So go ahead and watch the movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy. It's telling you they traded places and swapped and stole our birthright. Okay.
For $1.
Yep. Go watch it.
For $1.
Planet of the Apes. Go watch it.
They swapped it for $1. They made $1 bet
Mm-hmm.
for $1, and that's what we fighting over right now. Damn dollar.
For the land.
Yeah. Yeah. I bet you $1, Mortimer's.
No.
That you can't turn him into a millionaire. I bet you. They made the bet for $1. $1.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's symbolism in that movie. There's a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
symbolism in that.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what you mean by that. Animals are your
Citizen Man, what's up, Citizen Man? He gonna drop the link. You gotta talk. Hey, I don't know what B Miles at, Citizen Man. I'm gonna try to call. Let me see if I can call the brother. I'm gonna see if I can get him on the phone right quick. Let me mute this right quick.
Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Planet of the Apes. Watch all of them. This is when your ancestors made the modern day European, um, and they actually gained power of not just this planet, other ones as too. How long do you think we enslaved them? Well, I know we enslaved them from their existence. That's why they have such animosity towards us. When we made them on the Isles of Patagonia in Central Mexico, what you call Central America, in the Yucatan labs, we made some of them, and some of them were civil, and some of them were very, very in the ape stages. Okay, they was eating each other, killing each other, raping each other. So we were killing them. And part of the reasons why we enslaved them or oppressed them or put them into forced servitude is because we didn't view them as fully human. And yes, we did enslave them. Yes, we did oppress them. We did that. And a lot of people don't want to acknowledge that. No, we were holy because we were the black people. No, we did bad too. And nature, that was karma that took place. So when we enslaved them, we took them to the land of Angles to try to keep them um, preserved. Okay, and the ones that we kept preserved, we actually civilized them. And taught them the science of our government, and then that's when we taught them through Freemasonry and the science of government. And they actually were supposed to preserve our government, but they actually, overthrew it and kept on it. They kept the government. So we kept them basically. When they say the world or the earth is 6,000 years old, that go along with the Bible narrative, they're talking about themselves because we've been here. The planet Earth is 4.9 billion years old, and the Dracon's been ruling for 3.6 billion years, and we've been here. This is our land. This is our birthright, and we've been here for a long time.
Yes, nobody there.
He I think coming up now.
It's all, yep. Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. So. Okay. Wow. It's been a great stream, man. We've been on here for almost 3 hours. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This is really good. So I'm glad. Yes. Definitely. Yep. So we definitely gonna, close it out, man. Yep. This has been a great one, real phenomenal one,
Oh yeah.
and definitely been a great one. Any more remarks, Lawazelle?
Oh no, just grateful, man. Like I said earlier, thankful for the opportunity, everybody, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Yes, y'all. Peace and love.
Hey! I want to say something. The brother citizen man did come up. He did want to come on, so maybe we can do something with Citizen Man in the future. You can
Yeah.
open up with him because he came up late, and I really appreciate that, brother. I know you do too, and
Yeah.
I would love to hear his input on a lot of things that we brought to the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Oh yeah, definitely.
also, I'm gonna put my link in. I'm gonna put my email in the chat again. I'm quite sure they got it. I think a lot of people do have it already. But before you close it out, then let's make sure everybody got the link to the chat to the so they can email one of us to be able to get to the class tomorrow. Because I'm tonight I'm probably gonna be on overload. Down. Hold on. All right, let me put it on in there. All right, there you go, right there. I just put it in the chat. Make sure y'all email me if y'all want to get in this beautiful conference tomorrow. Ether9creations at gmail.com. ETHER number 9 creations at gmail.com.
Noble enough. That's pretty much it. Noble enough.
Yeah, that's it. And peace out to Citizen, man. I know you be working overtime every day. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna have to set up something so that you can come up on the stream with B Mouth and y'all can break it down the way y'all do it best. I think that's gonna be a powerful stream.
Oh
Jazz
yeah,
Petty, I
definitely.
got you. Jazz Petty, I got you. Just email me, Jazz Petty. I'll get you up in there. And that's pretty
All
much
right, fams.
uh,
So we're gonna close it out, and we definitely want to say peace and love.
Now, peace and love.
peace and love, Islam. Peace and love, brother Noble. Peace and love, brother
Peace and love, fam.
Peace and love.
Islam.
Islam.
Islam.